My name is Francesco Gagliardi. Play I'm doing here at Harbourfront at Hatch is called He Said It, Monologue. It's by Gertrude Stein. It's a play from 1915. It's not a monologue. I'm working with two great actors, Francois MacDonald and Zachary Murphy. These plays that she wrote around this time in 1915 have there's no division of, they're very radical formally. She calls them plays, she calls this one a monologue, but there's no characters, there's no stage directions, there's no division in acts. I mean, the text presents itself really like a block of text. There's lines, there's paragraphs, but they're not attributed. There's no real characters. There's no distinction between what sound like they might be stage directions and what sounds like random bits of conversation in something that's called a monologue. So the text can be really divided up and sort of in any way you want. And that's one of the first challenges, is sort of like you need to make sort of a dramaturgical decision regarding how, what do you do with this text and how do you distribute it? How many actors? Any actors at all? Is it all just going to be a recording or a projection? I mean, the freedom you have is very exciting to me. I think what there is in this text, being one of her early texts, there is a task that she sets herself to do, which I think it's really the task of exploring what is a monologue. I mean, a lot of her theater is about the structure of theater. So you really see her work through certain questions. I mean, what does a stage direction do, and what could it do that it doesn't do? What does the division in characterness or acts and scenes do, and what could it do?
Why do you wish to hear it? I was very pleased with this, and now I want to tell you how to do it. This is what to ask.
Do you make decorations?
Do you please yourself?
Are you fanciful?
Have you any use for color?
Do you ask for strange resemblances?
Have you all always been married?
Do you believe in history?
Have you authority?
Do you expect to seem selfish?
Do you?
I wonder about that.
She wrote the play on the island of Majorca. She was based in Paris, but she left Paris in the spring of 1915 because Paris was at war, of World War I. And so it's quite striking to recognize, echoes of the war. And what's exciting about the text, this particular text to me, is that this is a text that has been written in a single sitting. So she sits down and she writes these 8 pages. And so it's also a record of time. It's a record of a time spent working out a problem, the monologue, having these thoughts about the war, about being cold, and thinking about language. So it's this incredible sort of like diary of like an hour and a half in the mind of Gertrude Stein in 1915 in Majorca. Nice way of ending that.